Good morning. Let's stand for the pledge of allegiance, please. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So all members are present and Supervisor Whitman is on the phone. Scheduled session, John Rasmussen, engineer, discussion and decision on grievance appeal hearing. This matter is before the Board of Supervisors pursuant to step 3 of the county grievance process. Iowa Code section 21.5, parent 1, parent I, allows for a closed session to evaluate the professional competency of an individual whose appointment, hiring, performance, or discharge is being considered when necessary to prevent needless and an irreparable injury to that individual's reputation and that individual's request a closed session. As long as you confine the discussion of your grievance to your work performance, discipline, history, and policies contained within the Potawatomi County Employee Handbook, the grievance hearing will proceed in open session. If the discussion of your grievance requires the board to hear and determine issues involving the evaluation of the professional competency of any other employee of the Potawatomi County, this open session may be suspended to give an opportunity for any such employee to request that the matter be addressed in closed session. If such a request is made, the board, after consultation with our county attorney, will make a determination of whether it is appropriate to resume the grievance hearing in open or closed session. Anyone having questions in regards to that? Yes, hearing none. You're up first, John.
Good morning. Thank you, everyone that's offered support and kindness while I've been navigating this life-altering event. It has been easy, but you've helped more than you can imagine. Lots of friendly faces in the room today, and it looks like you're on my team today as well. I'm honored. Also on my team is my legal counsel, Raymond Aranza, who will be speaking for me today as well. To get started, on May 27th, the Potawatomi County Board of Supervisors took the road department in a different direction and moved the county by surprise. It shifted the course of the department and has been gaining momentum, and one that was deeply committed to continuous improvement. While change is sometimes necessary, its success depends on clarity of purpose and continuity of leadership. Right now, I'm not sure that this new direction has been clearly defined, nor what success is supposed to look like under it. So today, I want to revisit the course we were on, the direction we chose together, and highlight the progress that had been made under that vision. Maybe it's been too easy to take our gains for granted, but I believe they're worth remembering, especially when deciding whether a different direction is truly better. The roads department is administratively lean. In government, 10% administrative costs isn't a bad number. Our administrative costs are about 2.5% of our budget. We like this budget strategy that delivers the most service for the dollar. We dislike this strategy because we're always swamped with work. I'd like to apologize to my team for not recognizing the risk of not having a transition period, create a redundancy. I know you're all working on extra projects before all my projects were dumped on you to sort through without directions. No one should expect you to be successful in this scenario. In 2011, I set a silent goal to retire with no structurally deficient bridges. And with the board's support and confidence, we developed a more aggressive bridge program. It seemed like an audacious goal with 1/3 of the county bridges in deficient condition. However, we reduced that to 12% of our total bridges, or 310 bridges, as they continue to deteriorate. That goal is within reach if we continue without going in a different direction. There are 38 poorly rated bridges in the county, and 27 of them are on the current 5-year program to replace. When I proposed a facility plan in 2020, the original goal was the efficiencies created to pay for these improvements. I appreciate the support and confidence I received from the board to pursue the plan. In 2026, my team delivered on that goal. we provided a documented $326,000 reduction in annual costs. That reduction will continue indefinitely, while the bond payments of approximately $640,000 will expire in the next 12 years. The directions we were going in was to use long-range planning to sustain services and better allocate money. In my position, I saw created efficiencies as new revenue. It's just a long game to play. Our department understands that property tax or any other revenue isn't going to cover the higher cost of inflation without legislative correction. Meaning Iowa's road system will deteriorate to the point of political response, and we have to sustain it ourselves until that happens. In 2022, I proposed a reorganization of the leadership team to provide more support for the competitive grant applications without over-obligating ourselves to the high costs and risks involved with making applications. The need was based on an inflation strategy to move more construction costs into competitive grants so that state allocation could be directed towards maintenance if needed. While no one asked us to provide an inflation strategy, I appreciated the support and confidence I received from the board to pursue that vision. Since that period, the department has averaged approximately $3 million annually in new revenues from competitive grant awards. For reference, that is approximately half as much as our annual property tax allocation in new money. We've had 6 different employees apply for competitive grants and several more support the effort. It was a culture we wanted to develop before the county went in a different direction. I'm not saying this plan will work long term, but these actions did allow us to advance a project on Tamarack Road for next year as our state funds that couldn't previously be funded solely on allocated funding. When a new direction is taken without preparation, without communication, and without a plan, there are consequences. The weeks immediately following my removal were critical to the projects we've been developing for years. The sudden change cost the county millions in potential funding and set back critical infrastructure efforts. A different direction without a clear destination is not just risk, it's a setback. In the week following my removal, I wasn't able to respond and progress in the Safe Streets for All grant that was 2 years in the making to improve the intersection of Wabash Avenue and Pioneer Trail, as well as other safety improvements along Wabash Avenue from Council Bluffs to the Mills County line. I also wasn't available to schedule a meeting with MAPPA on a project to reconstruct Old Warren Bridge Road from I-29 to Old Lincoln Highway. The move in a different direction without providing transition was costly and left approximately $7 million in competitive funds to be lost at the last turn. I take pride in the direction we had been moving, one rooted in efficiency, strategy, and long-term value for the county. I hope I have clarified that my termination wasn't due to competency, character, or effort for those who are curious of this action. The Roads Department set goals that far exceeded the minimum effort required and had been achieving them successfully. If those goals are still shared, then I believe there's still a path forward, though it may mean reassessing whether this new direction serves the county better than the one we were on. Thank you for allowing me an opportunity to reflect on our journey and to ask respectfully whether the road ahead truly leads to a better place. Ray, would you like to say a few words?
John. Good morning, everyone. I am an attorney. I promise I won't take a whole lot of time though. I'm just going to talk about some of the legal issues involved in Mr. Rasmussen's grievance and let you know what to weigh it about. It appears that John's contract with the county was terminated prematurely on May 27th of this year. Even if the county takes, or the board takes the position now, it was not terminated. It just isn't going to be renewed. There's still issues for the county, legal issues for the county. I think it was terminated though. I mean, I think that, you know, the actions that were taken, Mr. Rasmussen was, you know, cut off on computer access. They were already advertised. You know, and the other thing is the board said it wanted to go in a different direction. There was a comment made to that effect. I don't know what direction that would be. It was never specified. We still haven't heard what direction the county board wants to go. And as you can see, whatever direction that is, if it doesn't include John Rasmussen, it's not good. The county's going to be set back, maybe for years. Mr. Rasmussen's been working as the county engineer for over 20 years. He's built up a phenomenal department. A department that raises money outside of what they're allocated by Pot County tax dollars. This is a situation where we have yet to know, well, we believe there is a reason for terminating his contract. Unfortunately, that reason is not legal. Earlier this year, Mr. Rasmussen went to bat for the two female employees. They only have two female employees in the county roads department. He went to bat for the two of them, particularly one, and raised concerns that she was not being treated fairly when it came to looking at her salary, looking at her compensation. And quite honestly, it's been that way for several years now with this female employee. After that, then the board ends up taking a position that this is going to be my theory if I have to file a lawsuit. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but my theory is going to be, listen, it was done in retaliation for him standing up for a female employee. And retaliation under the Fair Labor Standards Act, under the Iowa Civil Rights Act, and then of course there's just generally the breach of contract issue, is going to cost money that the county's going to have to pay. And on top of that, it potentially means that there's going to be individual liability for those people who were responsible for making the decision, which would include the board members. I mean, I hate to present that. I don't want this. I really don't want this to get in a situation where everyone is at odds with each other, particularly in a situation with an employee who is outstanding, who's done such a wonderful job for this county. And I think there's a lot of counties in the state of Iowa who would like to have him as their county engineer. But he likes it here. The people that work for him it's an outstanding department. The people that work for him are very loyal. You see out here, all these people, I believe, are supporters. They want to see the right thing done. And that's all we're asking for. Please look at his grievance again. It's, he's done well. He's got everything outlined. One other thing to think about too, if we have to go to litigation, and I don't want to do that. We're going to have to delve into everybody's text messages, either with each other, members of the public. We're going to need to find out who's been going around saying this or that about Mr. Rasmussen. In this day of, text messages, they're all fair game. I don't know if any of you watched some of that Karen Reed trial. They were digging into text messages all the time in her murder trial. And that's going to be the same thing here. We hope to put everything to rest. We hope you will grant his grievance and that you will ask to have to reinstate his contract, or at least to pay him, put him on administrative leave and pay his salary until the end of the month. And let's let everybody get together. I can certainly work with Matt to negotiate a new contract going forward. And we want to do it in such a way that we don't come back here in another year. What we want is we want calm waters is what we're looking for. And I hope that that's what the board's looking for as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. With that, I'm going to make a motion to reinstate this contract for a period of no less than 3 years and uphold the grievance And details of the contract to be hashed out in the days to come with the two attorneys, our attorney from the county, and Ray.
We'll second that motion.
Roll call.
Chairman Belt,
Nay.
Supervisor Shea,
Aye.
Supervisor Miller,
Aye.
Supervisor Jorgensen,
Nay.
Supervisor Wickman. Supervisor Wickman,
Nay. Can you hear me?
yes, thank you.
Okay, get a motion to adjourn.
No.
What's-
Do
No,
we
you-
have
no,
any
you can't talk.
opportunity to ask a question?
No, we can't talk. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, like sign. Hearing none. We are adjourned.
You got it shot.